retired, leaving Korea, and came back, and it was tough.
Welcome to the Healed Circle. All right, so this is what
we can. I can tell you the difference.
Okay, yeah, tell me the difference. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Healed, and I am Seth, the speaker. So what Healed is, if this is your first time tuning in, is a place where I will have guests on, or myself, when we will talk about things to get you from point A to point B and ultimately to become healed, right? So this is just a great opportunity for today and this year for us to continue to connect with each other and to get out of these thinking that may have put us in certain situations, right? And this is also a time for accountability to say, hey, whatever it is that's going on, I can change that. And that's why we're here. And if you're interested in helping out all of these efforts as far as healed and just being a supporter, you can always go to Patreon, and you can be a Patreon subscriber. What you get is exclusive content, and you get training, and also you are contributing to this podcast and to this platform. And if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you go to Patreon/healed. And as a matter of fact, part 2 of what we're going to be talking about will be there. Now, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Your buttons. All right. Your buttons. What is that? You know what your buttons are. You know your triggers. We're going to be talking about how to keep certain people from pushing your buttons and moving forward. Essentially, it's about establishing boundaries. Right. But before you can establish boundaries and protect yourself and protect your buttons, you have to know what they are. So we're going to go into actually talking about what it is first. So when it comes to keeping people from pushing your buttons, we often don't know where to start. That's why you're here today, hopefully. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you share, like, subscribe, all this, right? So we can get this good information to as many people as possible. But the thing is that we've all been there before, if that makes sense. Someone says something or do certain things that really gets under our skin, and we know it. All right. We know it. But before we know it, we would do something that we regret, right? Like me, I can just picture myself wrapping my hands around their neck. Well, I'm sorry, laying hands on them. You get what I mean? And praying for him. I'm joking, but still in my mind, I can see myself just slapping the bejesus out of him. And sometimes, if I'm not careful, I would either do something or say something that I can't take back. And that's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So today, hopefully, you'll learn how to protect yourself and from other people that like to upset you, or they know how to push your buttons. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to brainstorm. All right. I want you to take a minute and brainstorm. What are my buttons? What are my buttons? So your buttons are those things that set you off and makes you react in a specific way. All right. So then we're going to really visualize. Okay. Seriously, we have to visualize how to prevent individuals from pushing those buttons. Okay, and how to remain calm, to be gangster about it. Because what happens is that you lose your cool because someone knows how to get under your skin. And sometimes it happens in front of individuals that don't know you. Look, they don't know you, and they don't even know that individual, right? They don't know the history, but they're watching how you respond to it. Why? Because you're still letting this individual push your buttons, right? Like an idiot. Yeah, I said it. I was, and still to a degree, an idiot, because I'm like, damn it, how does this keep happening to me? So this is what we're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about this together. And yeah, So, and then we're going to go into some strategies, some real quick strategies, y'all. This is not going to be all day, but if you got something to write on, make sure and write with, make sure you take some notes, okay? Or hit the replay or listen to this over and over again. And if you're watching this live, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this joint, okay? Because this is going to be the truth. All right, so let's get started. What are your buttons? Okay. So before we can talk about keeping people from pushing your buttons, you got to understand what your buttons are, like we said before. And we also need to think about when someone said or done something that upsets you, what did they say? All right. What did they do? For example, I don't like passive aggressive conversations and communications, meaning when an individual beats around the bush, they don't spit it out, right? They're not direct. I'm a direct individual. So when they're not and they just go around, blah, 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 it aggravates me to the point where I want to say, hey, would you just spit the hell out, say what you got to say, or I'll just cut them off and say, okay, they're aggravating me. That's my pet peeve. That's my trigger, if you will. That's just one of them, but that's one that I'm thinking about right now for the context of this podcast. And so I want you to think about it. What is it that people do that's a trigger to you? For some individuals, it's individuals that's constantly lying. Okay, constantly lying. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Those individuals that are always lying, you know that. The question is, why do you keep getting mad? Think about it. Think about it. Because, okay, real talk, you know what's going to come out of their mouth is a lie. Wait, let's take it a step back. What if you already know the truth? Listen, you know the truth, and then you're going to go to them to ask them to be honest. Don't get me wrong. I understand we have hopes that they will be honest. Okay, but when they don't, then we get mad, right? We get all in a tissy, right? Our panties get in the bunch, and then now we want to be mad and cuss people out and slap them and cancel them and everything like that. But you knew that there was a lie here. You understand? But not just them. You know what aggravates you. So think about those things. Let me see what else can get under individuals. Under other individuals, excuse me, skin. Oh, horrible drivers, meaning, or let's say individuals that drive slow. Is it their problem or is it yours? Okay, that's just something to think about. Or maybe it can be helpful if you think about, is it certain family members? Is it work? Or is it those quote unquote friends? All right. So others prefer to make a big, long list. Okay, you can do that, or you can just make a little tally in your mind just for this podcast. And there's no right or wrong way, whatever works for you, but do something. Right, this is going to help you out in the long run and going to help you out for 2023. You dig? Because if you're still doing the same thing, right, and you haven't done anything to reprogram your mind, what do you think you're going to do next year? What do you think is going to happen when those same individuals push those same buttons? Right? What this podcast is doing in this training is for you to understand is how to disrupt that. Okay, but in order for you to disrupt it, you have to do the work. That's what we're here for. All right. Now, once you have your list, all right, once you have your list, take a look at it and see if there's any patterns. Yeah. See if there are any patterns to this foolery. All right. You want to see that, like, why is it that every time somebody call, they can say a certain thing and it gets on my last nerves? Why is that? Why is that? Or you can say, why is it that every time I take this route to work, traffic seems to be so slow and it just gets under my skin? Or why is it that when I talk to this specific friend, they know how to push my buttons, right? Why is that? But that's the pattern. When you call that friend, a conversation goes left, and you go down this street, this heavy traffic area, the traffic is thick, you get upset when you leave at that time around the day, or a specific time around the day. So once you have that list and you create that pattern, right, take a step back and say, all right, are there certain types of people or situations that tend to bother me, right, more than others? Think about it. And have you noticed any themes? So if you were to try to compartmentalize family, and then you have cousins, but you have that one cousin that gets on your damn nerves. Okay, they just know how to get it. You know what I'm saying? They can get you right there. Ping ping. They just know how to ping at you. So now you can say, all right, it's not my family. Okay, it's not even my cousins. It's this one specific individual. All right, so you have to look at it objectively and say it's not everybody. So you're not going to blanket everything, every person, every situation. You need to take the initiative to say, right here, got it. All right. And listen, if you're still here, I appreciate it. I thank you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this, y'all. Don't forget about that Patreon, y'all. It's going to be some good stuff. But anyway, now we're going to go into the visualizing. You really have to do this, or you really have to do this. This is a part of affirmations. This is a part of when individuals want to create vision boards. This is something that is proven. This is proven. You cannot do or change anything if you cannot visualize it first. Understand that. Understand that. It just doesn't happen by happenstance. You have to happen. Right. So we're going to talk about this visualizing. Right. So I want you to visualize the situation. Right. Now that you know what your buttons are, now let's kind of practice being calm in the situation. You dig it? Right? So you don't lose your cool. Right? We'll do this by visualizing the situation in which someone is trying to push your buttons. You ready? My phone ring. Boom. I'm looking at my phone. I know who it is because I can see it. You understand? They got their face, right? I see their face, and their name is Get on My Last Nerve. So I know who it is, and I see who it is. Now, we're going to finish that. I want you to take a few deep breaths. Okay, this is going to be your new reframing of people pushing your buttons. Take a deep breath, a few of them if you got time, and then imagine a situation in which someone tries to push your buttons, or right before they do. All right. It can be anyone from any situation. Like I said, you can be in traffic, it could be family, or whatever the case is. It could even be someone in your house that leaves the dishes, right? Just there and piled up. Because you know it get on your nerves. It get on my nerves too. All right. So as you visualize that situation, pay attention to how you're feeling. This is the awareness piece. And a lot of us don't like to take accountability about what is going on. We expect individuals to just conform to our reality, reality. That is not true. That is not realistic. Okay. That's not realistic. So as you visualize the situation, pay attention, like I said, to how you are feeling. All right. Do you notice any tension in your body? All right. Can you feel? Some people can feel this. I really don't, but some people can feel when their heart rate gets up, all right, or elevate. So just see if that happens. Does your breathing become faster? Right. So this is how you practice to remain calm. Now we're going back into my situation, right? Phone ring. I'm looking. I see the face, the name gets on my last nerves, but it's family. All right. Keep that in mind. Oh, all right. Now, staying calm, taking deep breaths, even when I see the phone ring. Like, okay, cool. Let me relax my body. Let me get situated, okay? Because I'm about to own this. They ain't gonna push my button on today, right on. This is what's happening in my head. So it's like a pep rally. You got to get this together. So I'm relaxed. I'm ready to get it. So then next, you want to visualize yourself staying calm, composed, no matter what the other person says or does. All right. No matter what the situation is, you come downstairs to get something, you're about to get some water, and you notice out your peripheral, it's piled up. The sink is piled up with dishes. Let me chill out for a minute because I know I can go off. I know I can yell from where I am, okay, in the middle of the kitchen, and everybody in every room is going to hear me. I know that can happen. Do I want to give them control, right? Or do I want to get outside of myself because somebody done pissed me off on today? Do I really want to do that? No. So, boom, staying cool, calm. My body is not tense. All right, my heart rate is cool and everything is good. Again, no matter what you see or what that person says, you're being cool. So now you want to practice remaining calm and collected. So you take a few breaths and then focus on relaxing your body. All right. I know it sounds kind of zen-ish, but you have to relax your body and become aware. So you want to visualize yourself staying calm and composed, no matter, like I said, what the person says. And then the more you practice this with your deep breaths and everything, it becomes so much easier. Okay. So that's one of the strategies or how you build up to keep your cool. All right. So how you keep your cool, because seriously, when you're out and about and you don't know what's going to happen, but a person may, and here's another thing, some individuals don't know what your triggers are, but you have to be aware of them. So how do you keep it gangster, right? How do you keep it G? How do you stop things from bothering you so much in real life? Okay, how do you do that? All right. So one strategy is to have a script, all right, ready when someone tries to push a button. So I'm on the phone. Ah, hey, what's going on? I already have in my mind, okay? I'm only going to talk for X amount of time. So, for example, I only have 10 minutes. I'm going to listen. I'm going to engage to a degree until I feel my level of festivity coming up. You dig? And then, so I already have in my mind what I'm going to say. Hey, hold on 1 minute. What I do is low key cover up the microphone, but not really, but just enough so they can hear me say, what'd you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Hey, man, look, I would love to talk to you a little bit more, but you know, I got to go. I mean, listen, they can't take care of it without me. I got to go. Love you. Bye. Click. You understand? So that is a script. That's what I do. I don't have a problem doing that. Being a busy person, chances are it was real. And so they know that it's a good possibility that somebody, needed me. But I know I need to protect myself from going cold crazy on them, right? Because I'm tired of individuals being able to push that button. So you want to do that. So again, when we're talking about your script, it could be something as simple as, I'm sorry, look, I don't want to argue with you right now. Boom. Or I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this right now. Whatever the case it is, you want to be ready to have that script, boom, on deck. All right. Because if you don't have it, then individuals will manipulate you and then trap you into the mess. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, real talk, you got to have that script for yourself, okay, with negative thinking, right? And a false narrative, things that's not real, but you can feel yourself getting wrapped in your own stinking thinking. Did you know that can happen? So you need to have a script for your damn self sometime. Can you dig it? Like, wait a minute, self, my crazy self, because your higher self is talking. Wait a minute, I don't want to feel this way. It's only 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I got the rest of the day. You dig? I do not want to hold on to this because it's going to affect my family. It's going to affect my job. It's going to affect everybody else. And I know, and then I may not want to eat because now I got an attitude. So listen, I'm not agreeing with this thought process. So outside of you, and you're thinking about situations or people or whatever the case it is, don't agree to something that you don't want. So if you don't agree with that, individuals in those situations can't push your buttons anymore. I mean, that makes sense, but you have to agree that that is no longer a part of you anymore. So if you can visualize that and you agree to that visualization, then you will start to act different. So you think different and then you act different, then individuals will do what? Treat you different. You dig? So what will happen is one or two things. Okay. Either and with time, okay, it's not instantaneous. With time, individuals will either change the way they have conversations with you, or they won't have conversations with you anymore. You have to be okay with that, if that makes sense. You have to be okay with, hey, look, they don't call me no more. You know why? Because they want to talk crazy, right? They want to talk BS all the time. And you told them, hey, we're having conversations about moving forward, progression, helping people, loving people. I'm tired of having conversations about what we ain't doing right or who did this to you and blah, 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 blah. And then now I'm upset. No, I'm tired of See, listen, let me get this mic together. Listen, sometimes, listen, sometimes you have to become tired of the mess first. Some of us not tired of it, right on? Some of us say, well, look, I just, they always make me sick. Wait, you like to be sick. What's wrong with your immune system? You understand? Have you become immune to mess? Right? This is for this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Let me know that you're here. But this is for individuals that's tired of the mess, not just talking about it. Like, hey, they just always doing this. Wait a minute. Do you like it? Do you really like it? Do you really want some change? Hey, man, is that what you want? Because what I see and what I hear is constant what you don't like, but you're doing things that put you in the same situation to receive more of what you don't like. Okay, it's not arithmetic, it's only common sense. I understand common sense isn't that common, but this is for individuals that's tired. They want to change that. This is the paradigm shift. You understand? This is how you look a different way. If you are tired of seeing things this way because you know how it makes your whole body feel, your whole self feel, change it. This is how you change it. But you have to understand that this is something that you do not agree with anymore. Like I said, once you don't agree with it anymore, really don't agree with it anymore, those individuals will start to fall off. Ain't it fall time? You like this? It's like a little pumpkin, y'all. Those of y'all that's listening right now, I'm wearing what's is like a burnt orange. How the leaves are changing. That's how individuals will change in your life, right? And you will realize they're there for, I don't know where this came from. Check it out. You realize that they were there only for a season. You dig? Because they start to change it and they fall their last off. So, so again, have that script ready. Make sure you have that script ready, right? And then this is what I would like you to do. And this is something that you can try to do. Ask yourself, who can I talk to? And we're going to go a little bit more in depth with this in the Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, make sure you go, and I appreciate it, y'all. And it's really cheap. For real, right? If you can listen, if you like Starbucks, it's less than Starbucks for the month. As a matter of fact, it's less than Starbucks. One subscription is less than one Starbucks for today. You understand? But we're going to go into who you can talk to and how do you find the individuals to push the right buttons. Yeah. All right. How to push the right buttons, because other than that, we're just talking mess. Okay, we're just talking mess. So I'm gonna give you a little quick synopsis of it, right? So you have to ask yourself, hey, is there anyone in my life that I can talk to that understands me and that don't get on my last nerves? All right. Are there friends? Are there people that are in my family? Is it a therapist, for God's sakes? It's okay, right? Is there anyone else I can trust? All right. So you want to ask yourself, is there people not only that I can trust, but individuals that's not messy? Let me know if y'all understand what that term means. I know we throw it around every once in a while, but here let's do this. Messy is the individuals that loves the taste of BS versus the truth. All right. Those individuals always know everybody business, but they are not inclined to solutions. All right. So when you're looking for the right individual, it's certain criterias that they embody that you want to gravitate to. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit more about that on the Patreon. And so be a part of the circle, y'all. That's what we do here. But anyway, hopefully you can understand, and hopefully this show resonated with you. If you did, put hashtag I can dig it. All right, or comment wherever you are. Say hashtag I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. So today we learned real briefly about how to keep people from pushing your buttons. All right. And first of all, we had to understand what our triggers were. All right. We had to understand what our triggers were and practicing remaining calm in those situations, in those difficult situations, because it's not about when or if something is going to happen again to get on your last nerves. It's about, when, because it's going to happen. How many times are you going to how many times are you going to respond the same damn way? You understand? That's what this is about. This is real talk about you and how individuals can't play you. Real. You understand? That's real. So individuals can't play you. They can't get you wrapped up into their mess. No, because you have armor from Seth the speaker right on. And if they got a problem with, say, listen to this. Boom. You ain't even got to, look, check this out. I remember back in the day when I was wanting to court, a young lady. You dig? I'm an old man now, right? I got to look great. But anyway, when I went to court, little lady, what I do is I might find a song, right? Because see, sometimes music, songs, or speeches or individuals can put the right words, the words that you want to say, but they can just make it spin the right way. So put it on me, if that makes sense. Put it on me and say, hey, I need you to listen to this. So if you're sharing, listen, if you have this right now, and you're not a part of the circle of the healed circle, and this is your first time tuning in, but somebody gave this to you, listen close. Not saying they talking about you. Maybe they got something that that can help you, right? Right on. And seriously, this is ultimately to help you heal, and that's what my goal is. My goal is to help you start the healing process so that ultimately you can be healed from certain things that is enabling you or keeping you from doing certain things that that you can do and the person that you can be. So hopefully this made some sense to you, and please let me know if this, if you can dig it. Make sure you subscribe, like, share this stuff, right? And don't forget about the Patreon if you want to hear part 2 on how to have the right individuals pushing the right buttons in your life. But I appreciate y'all. The healing process starts with you. All right. And as long as you are listening and watching, we can do this together. I'll see you soon.